Hey, starting a new chicken coop here. It's pretty much going to be the same one as my silky coop that in one of my previous videos. But I noticed a couple things, as the years pass by on some of the building flaws on it. Things that I didn't like, and like the front part of it. It's not tall enough for anything but silkies or silver bentons or some kind of small birds. But yeah, so this is the basis of it anyway. It's it's hard figuring out dimensions for these things, because once you start thinking, how many 2x4s is this going to take? You really got to think about, how many pieces you can get out of that without, with minimal scrap. So I went with 5 feet long, and I can't remember the width. Let's see here. 5 foot long and 3 foot wide. The other one was 68 inches. The old one that I made was 68 by 32, and that didn't work out. I mean, there was all kinds of scrap. And here comes my dad. See him? But anyway, yeah, this is where you want to start. That's just the start of the frame. Alright, here's where we're at so far. Starting to look like a chicken tractor. Yeah. And if I didn't note it before, I wanted to say that every single one of these cuts, it's like right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here, all them that you see that are slight angles on these and everything are all the same. They're all 10 degrees on the saw. What I mean by that is, see, you got the saw here, and it's got 0, 0 right there. There's no 10, there's a 15. Can you see my fingers right there? But I just made a little mark where the 10 is, so then it's just a thing for me. And then I just put that like that, and this thing's turned just a little that way. Cut it 10 degrees. Alright, so far I got the little door for on top. It's gonna swing that way. I'm just gonna put hinges right here, right there, just 2 hinges, and then let's see. Well, these 4 pieces here are for the door on top right here. That's gonna fit in there. But so far that's the frame. It's pretty simple stuff. But I made it a lot taller in this section here. Where it was a lot shorter, and there was it was like there wasn't enough headroom for larger birds. This ain't for a whole bunch of birds, just 2 or 3. If you got big birds, which being like black copper martins or something like that. But I like the nest. The nest is going to be in the back right here. I'm going to add it on to the back part. Right. Alright, this is how far I got with the framing so far. Let's see. I made this, screwed this door together. It's all just screwed. Yeah. Alright, and I got a 1/2 inch gap, maybe even a little more on this part, but when you put it in one corner, when you push it all the way to the edge, I think you should have at least a 1/2 inch gap this way, and at least a 1/2 inch. I mean, at the very least. So this thing shrinks and twists and does all kinds of stuff, and yeah, that way it'll stay. And then I got the door for the top. This is the door. See, I just have hinges, exterior screws, and some heavy hinges. So I want these things to last. And then that's it. And it goes a little bit open further than the it's got to fall over that way a little bit, because if the wind blows or something and you're down in that thing feeding, you don't want it to come back on you. It won't do it as bad. And that's just masonry cord that holds it. It's just a screw here with the ends burnt on the string, just masonry cord. And then on the inside, well, I had to use 2 pieces of 3/4 plywood. I wish it was one piece, but I didn't have that available here. And then for the inside here, this is where my little run's going to come up right to here. And this little exterior part, the wall right there that goes around at the bottom like that, that's going to hold, there's going to be a hole right here. And I'm just going to put a piece from here to here as wide as the walkway thing. And then this will be just screened in with hardware cloth. Alright, progress since the last time I did an update. I got the little door. I got a little bit of a gap in between here because in case it swells or anything like that from the weather being out in the hot, out in the cold. And let's see. Well, all that I got to get now is pretty much the plastic on there. But the inside of the build, instead of using the wire, I just threw this 2x4 in there. Instead of using the hardware cloth, the 1/4 by 1/4 inch hardware cloth, I used Luan flooring. There's a stud in between there too. But in all my other coops, my little bitty birds, their feet turn red from the wire, and they get sore. I seen one of them could hardly walk one time, and I'm just getting away from the wire inside the. But it's got the little nest box. It's like a little 3-sided box with the opening from the inside. But I made it. You know, it's not right in the center. That's because I just wanted it like that, so when they come right up the thing, they can just go right in there when they lay. Usually it's an emergency type situation for them. I got my little run. All that is 3/4 by 1 inch little pieces I cut and nailed, and they're all sanded. They're all sanded. But underneath there, I made my little feeder, and that's a better look at it. It's just a pipe that just runs straight up. And tripod. There we go. It's just a piece that runs straight up right there. Just a 4-inch. It's the thin stuff, like in the irrigation section. It's not the thick pipe. Schedule, nothing. I mean, it's thin, easy to cut. I mean, that's good enough. None of it's glued, because I take them apart sometimes and clean them and stuff. But it's looking good. But alright, so anyway, since the last video, I guess I put my little door on there. That's to let them out in the morning. And I put my little roofing on. Pretty good. Lift it up right there, and that's what I did for the inside. There's not much headroom in this thing, so the roofs are really low. But it'll work. And the nest, you just reach in, you know, to get the eggs like that. Get a little run. And then the front, it's just like the other design on my other coop. You just look at this, set that down, and then that's how you get to the birds if you have to. But I put I used to just go around these things with poultry netting, but one day or a couple times, the little nails where you put them, you know, you just put them every 6 inches or 5 inches or something like that. Well, that's how I did. And a raccoon came by, and all he had to do was bust that one little wire right there, you know, and he just worked on it, and pretty soon that broke, and then he had that much play from there to there, and he pulled it back. He pulled it back, and he got in, and got all my chickens. Yeah, it looked like somebody sadistic was in there, but it was a raccoon. This door is a little bit too tall, but I think it'll be alright. But no sense in putting a padlock on the that's for people. But like I said, the roofing didn't really work out that good, because, you know, like I had 2 pieces and I put it there, like this is a piece, that's another piece going that way. But if I would have made that 24-inch wide from across there, I would only have this piece. See what I'm saying? And I mean, you're really not gaining that much. This is only 8 inches or so, you know. I mean, it means a lot, but it would have been a better way to design this. That being said, that and the roofs are too, you know, from this point here to the top here where they sit on there. That I don't like that. The next one, it's going to be higher, like at least 8 inches or something like that. But you know, can't build them. I just went all the way around with that. I went with poultry staples, the net, the little staples that you hammer on, and then I ripped these pieces 1/4 inch. I had a 2x4 soft treat, and I just ripped the whole thing and just cut it to fit all the way around, front and everything. I might take this to the poultry show. I probably will try to sell it. I don't know what I can